That wasn't me editing in that transition, that actually happened in the main game, and yet I am not out of a door. I'm not at a building, I'm not at the entrance to a dungeon. Why am I staying? Well, if I reloaded exactly where I left off in the last episode with the game, just by clicking loading from a safe place. Well, I'll tell you, as we start off this episode, with a hi guys, welcome back, Scatlink here, we're off a Link to the Past on GBA. What I did at the end of last episode, that you guys did not see me do when I was saving the game, is if, in the GBA version, when you use the magic mirror, that doesn't count as a transition, as far as I know. However, if you walk it back in to the teleportation, and then, oh, wrong button, you save and quit, you'll be able to restart pretty much exactly where you entered the Dark World. So, effectively, on the Dark World, starting from a safe place, yeah, you can start anywhere, because you can pretty much make your own entry point into the Dark World. So that is pretty flipping awesome, and that is why I wanted to just push, make the last episode just a little bit longer to get to this point, so we can continue my adventure, so I could show that off, because that's an interesting tidbit that cuts out just, you know, just a bit about tracking, but it's a nice little tip. Anyway, in this episode, well, in the last episode anyway, we completed the first dungeon of the Dark World, and then made our way to this point where in this episode we are going to actually go here. Because if you remember when we were here in the Grove, this guy, from what we got told from his grandfather in Kakariko, he somehow wandered into a dark portal. Seems like this is that guy. After wandering into this world, I was changed into this shape. Back in my world, I played my beloved flute day and night. There was a small grove there, where the animals would gather when I played. I would love to see that place again. Well, this place is kind of the same? Just without animals. Only killer monsters. Before I came here, I buried my flute there, along with some flower seeds. No, you didn't! I saw you! Were you trying to find it for me? Okay. Then I will lend you my shovel. Good luck. You borrowed a shovel. You can do many places. Do you dig? This game's witty. Yeah, now, yeah, we have a shovel, and change to the GBA version, you can dig up and down. In the Super Nintendo version, if you were facing up or down, you would just dig left or right. So yeah, new sprites. Interesting that, innit? Now, we need to go back to the light world and dig where the flowers are. Pro tip, do not stand too close to him when you walk back to the light world. Reason being, there's a bit of a time dilation, as I mentioned before. He's still here somehow. We approach, the animals run away, and even though he's playing his flute, he teleports away into a dark corridor somehow. I'm guessing that there was a dark portal that just happened to erupt underneath the stump he was standing on, hence why it has a little bit of a crack, perhaps? And then he just spawned exactly where he is? I don't get it either. And if you teleport back into Hyrule too close to him, you'll get locked in place because of that cutscene, and your invincibility frames will wear off, and then you'll just walk back into the Dark World because you're already on your portal. Wrong button. I don't know why I keep doing that. But yeah, it's, none of these trees hold anything. We just gotta dig where the plants are. So did he dig it pretty much exactly where he teleported? That would make sense. He, like, sprinkled before he poofed. But how the hell did he find the time if he poofed immediately? What he's saying doesn't correlate with what you experience before you even get a chance to talk to him in the first place. I'll just tell you right now, the correct location is this spot right here. Yeah. Here's the flute. Its music surely has some mysterious power. And in the SNES version, it would already be equipped. In the GBA version, yeah, I know, we're getting into a lot of differences now. You get to keep the shovel. Because where we are right now is where the bottles would be, and if you highlighted the bottles, the item window displaying what we have equipped or highlighted, as well as our quest status being the crystals or the pendants, would be replaced with a bottle menu for us to swap between all bottles. In the GBA version, they used the real estate just a little bit better and gave the bottles their own slots, so they allow you to keep the shovel so you can dig whenever you want to get some nice little helpings of money, magic, and health, what have you. And that means you get to keep the flute as well. So yeah, we get to keep the shovel as well as the flute. So let's put the flute on. Let's head back into the Dark World, catch up with the guy. So not only is it a different realm, it's also a different dimension, because time flows differently. It's like we're just going in the light world, and yet in the dark world, we're just going about our normal day. Thank you, Scatlink. But it looks like I can't play my flute anymore. Please take it. I understand that, mate. I mean, when I was a bunny, before I had this moon pearl, I couldn't do it either. I couldn't use anything. I was helpless. If by chance you go to the village I lived in, please give it to a tired old man you will find there. Well, my mind is getting hazy. Please let me hear the sound of my flute one last time. I hate pressing the A button after that text box to immediately play the flute, because I don't want to do that. Most people just grab the flute and then leave before doing this. I mean, this would happen to him anyway, but you don't even give him his final wish if you do that. But by doing so, you see the transformation happen right before your eyes. For whatever reason, the music that he plays transforms him into nature itself until we can rescue him by winning back the Triforce, breaking the curse from Ganon, which Aghanim works for, but that's all we can think of right now. But this happens to this guy, and I hate doing that to him, but I don't want to walk away and not do it either, because otherwise if you just walk into the screen without actually talking to him again after getting the flute, if you walk into the screen instead of teleporting in, he would already be transformed, so it's like, oh, that's not good. We will rescue you, buddy, don't worry. And we need to go to a village and find the old man that pretty much told us of his fate. Before we do, though, conspicuous little nook here with a circle of bushes. When there's a circle, there's a secret. Let's use it here, and we are on this little ledge. I was going to say plateau again, I guess you could call it that. Got a mine, a couple of dead bushes, which is on the edge of the desert, funnily enough. We bring up our map, we're right on the wall. But yeah, there's actually a cave up here that has a hold, that heart's a hold piece. I can't brain. I can't English. English RB hard cannot do. Got a heart piece! And I believe that is our 14th one overall. I mean, my screen on my little text on the screen would say incorrect me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. But that's pretty much all we need there. Let's have the shovel on for now, since we can dig it. Well, not here. The ground's too tough and dried out, but you know what I mean. Let's go back into the dark world, and let's continue exploring. Now, I could head toward Dungeon 2 and the little alleyway, the little quarry that seems to lead to this area, which we can't actually get into because it's visually blocked off. But then again, like I said, the map doesn't tell you everything, but it's a pretty good, detailed and good map. And that is the second dungeon we're supposed to go to as well. I mean, you can go there. You can literally make a beeline from the first dungeon to the second dungeon without any issues. And, yep, I'm not going to do that dungeon yet, because I want to do things out of order so I can showcase that it's not exactly a linear experience. Plus, it's also a lot better to do it the way I'm doing it, because of the difficulty curve. So, you know what, I'll give this one go, since there's actually not a reason to play this, but, I mean, considering that it's archery, well, howdy, the White Lower Order. Looks like you're a straight shooter. You want to try your skills in a shooting gallery? It'll cost you 5 shots for 20 rupees. If you're as sharp as I think you are, you'll rake in the rupees. How about it, stranger? He knows that we're a light welder. That's pretty cool. But I guess he knows that we're the hero as well, so he's offering an honest business and an honest pay. Yep, this is archery, but unlike most Zelda games where doing this would net you like a heart piece or mostly an arrow capacity upgrade, which we all know that we get from the Mortal Wishing. Aim carefully, ready, and go! This is just as a minigame. What we need to do... Wow, really? What we need to do... is shoot the sheep. The more you shoot without missing, the more money that you will rake in. With a combo, it'll be 4 rupees and 8 rupees, etc. Go up by 4, I believe. It's not really worth. I just thought I'd show it off because we're not gonna pretty much see it otherwise, because there's no reason to play it. But hey, we played it. So it's a bit differently built than before. Oh, we can't pick this one up. It's a dark one. Yeah, we still can't pick up dark rocks. They're kind of embedded into the ground, unlike the other one, the grey ones, where we can just pick them up with no issue. Ledge here. I can't do anything about this, which is actually kind of annoying, but because it's actually something that we'll be able to do, but I think we should be able to do it differently anyway, so... But yeah, we've got another minigame here, similar to how we had a maze minigame before. This time we have a digging minigame, and it is random to a certain extent. Welcome to the treasure field. The object is to dig as many holes as you can in 30 seconds. Any treasures you dig up will be yours to keep. It's only 80 rupees to play. Yeah, I hope you have saved before doing this, because it's going to cost you a bit. What do you say? I want to dig. Now, obviously, in the Super Nintendo version, if you don't have the shovel, he gives you a shovel, and you can only use it for those 30 seconds. Digging additional holes when not in the minigame in the GBA version doesn't do anything, so there's not really any point. So don't be digging with your own shovel. I just have it equipped because it just looked good. But yeah, I will lend you a shovel when you have it in your hand. Press the A button to start digging. Yep, it gives you the tutorial just in case if you don't have it. But we are able to dig up and down. The goal is that we have to dig at least 28 holes, and then every other hole dug after that we'll have a chance on spawning a heart piece. And you see that this dark rock here has those two little dots so that we could hop down if we so need to. If we do that and hop down... Are you serious? I've got 8 seconds remaining. I don't even need to do the trick. And I think I've just made up my money already before even grabbing this red rupee. What the hell? That's insane luck. I hope nothing else goes wrong with this recording. As you always say when stuff like that happens. Let's dig a few more, see if we can get more red rupees. Oh my god! I actually made profit as well. I only did the one game and I got it. Holy crap. I guess failing at archery was actually a good idea. Well, there we are. We've got that one now. So now we have 15 hearts. What I was trying to say was if we could pick this up and drop down this and then jump down the little fence there, it's basically done as like a certain lap around so that you would drop down here so that if you would head back up to the guy, he would be back in the way with his shovel again. And then you could continue digging, because he's actually got his shovel back here and he's in the way again. We'll be able to pay for another 8 rupees without leaving the screen, therefore not resetting the holes we've already dug, and we could continue digging, which means the counter stays the same, so that you would only have to play the minigame at least twice to get the heart piece, unless you get super unlucky in every other hole that you dig after the 25th, 6th, 7th, 8th hole, you may not get it. But hey, I think I got it in like the most earliest opportunity because I had 8 seconds remaining. Jesus Christ. But yeah, because as I said, if we leave the screen, the holes that we've dug are filled back in. And that would be how you would have had to do it in the Super Nintendo version, unless you can do that as well, but I've never done that on the Super Nintendo version. It's a trick I only learned recently. But yeah, our journey comes to a standstill, unless we were going to do things in the intended order, which I am not. So, time to go back to the light world and head back into Kakariko Village as per the request was from Mr. Flute Boy. I don't think he actually has a name, he's just called the Flute Boy. Such a sad, such a odd method of not having a name for such a tragic person. It's like he's effectively in limbo, purgatory. We don't even know if he's dead because he's transformed into a tree that is inanimate. At least the big trees that we've seen that are like the trees pretty much surrounding us all, everywhere we go. They're sentient and they can talk. They can apparently move around, so, This is the guy. Talk to him with the A button, with the flute equipped, and... Oh? This flute. This is my son's flute. Have you seen my son? Where is he? Is he alright? Well, about that, mate. He, Oh. Well, you didn't need to say. I understood from the look in your eyes. Oh, well, I thought I needed to explain it. Could you keep that flute? Then you can play it for the birds in town and my son's steed. Do this for me, please. It would make my son so happy. Just wish I could have seen him one more time. I will rescue him, good sir. Everyone in that land should be purified once I take down Mr. Big Bad. So, we need to play it for the birds in the village. Would you please? Also, by the way, have you noticed that Kakariko Village isn't playing its music anymore? The NPCs that were hanging around town are now gone. There's actually something that I didn't show off, and that was the person who normally stands here next to Granny here. There was 2 things that we could have done, which I will clip in right now. If you chase down the guy with your Pegasus shoes, he would talk to you with a bit of dialogue, a little tip saying that basically he didn't expect to be caught, and he'll give you a tip, and then he'll give you 5 rupees when he dashes away. And for the granny, you can be an evil bastard and sprinkle magic power on her and turn her into a fairy and then consume her, and then she's gone forever. Yeah, this game is weird! I don't understand why that is a thing, but that is something that you can do, and I thought I'd mention that. But yeah, all the NPCs that are out here are now just gone. They've fled the village. The music isn't playing anymore, and people who would normally call you out are not around anyway, because there was constant patrols in Kakariko. Anyway, getting back to the thing at hand, going on a bit of a tangent there. Birds in the thing. You would think about roughly around here, since it seems like a conspicuous spot. Oh, exactly. Maybe in here? Doesn't really say. Yeah, even though the man said go play it to the birds in the village, it doesn't mean the actual birds in the village, it means, ironically, here. There's nothing in the game that tells you this, I'm pretty sure. Play it here, and... Oh, hello there! There was a bird sealed in the weather vane. Or it was the weather vane. Somehow playing the flute released him. I mean, I guess it was a bird, but not a bird that we would expect. Then again, cuckoos are flightless birds. They can only hover. So... let's play the flute again, and... oh, Jesus! Ah! Okay! We've taken to the skies. We can fast travel to certain points. Yeah, we now have fast travel, but only in the light world. It won't be using the dark world. Playing the flute will do absolutely nothing other than, you know, turn that guy into a tree. In the GBA version, however, if you don't want to be warping anywhere, even though I am on number 3, just press B, and you'll cancel out. And there's actually a little glitch that I want to show at the end of this video, once I'm actually done. But for now, I can't actually do so. So, let me think here. Upon reflection, I decided to actually save my game so I can just reload in case I do mess this up. But there's actually a glitch that we can actually perform with this. And it involves stairs, the Pegasus shoes, and the flute. Notice that when we're walking around normally, or even if we're dashing around, it's normal movement, yeah? But even if we're dashing, or just if we're running or dashing upstairs, it's the same speed. We can build up the momentum and break the game. So what we want to do is be at the bottom or top of the stairs, have the Pegasus shoes at the ready, use the flute, and before he gets picked up, we need to dash onto the steps. I don't think I did that right. Step onto some steps, and then all of a sudden, we are Speedy Gonzales. Now, whatever you do not walk into a wall, because you will bonk. Well, certain walls. Actually, I don't think I'm at the right speed. Am I at the right speed? I don't think I'm at the right speed, because normally if I walk into like into a wall or something, I would just fly, but I'm not. That's a little bit odd. And by the way, I'm pressing B. I can't use my sword right now. I can still use the flute. Alright, that's weird, because I'm pretty sure that I could bonk into something, and if I bonk into something and bump into another wall while in the recoil, I would just fly to the heavens and I'll get stuck. So I'm a little bit confused as to why it didn't work. I've reset my... oh, no, my movement is too fast. But... okay, I think that's the speed. And then if I walk into a wall... no, I'm not bonking. I'm a bit confused. Well, if I tap the Pegasus shoes, I get rid of it. I swear, because I've done that. I've done this so many times, yeah. And then, like, sometimes I just, like, bonk, like, into here, or, like, here. And because, like, you know, hold on. You bonk into, like, that. But because I'm bumping into both walls at the same time at the same speed, I just fly to the heavens. But it's not working at this point. I don't know why. But, yeah, that's why I saved in case if I did that. So... yeah, so, I mean, as you saw, if I do actually press 3, this is the designated warp spot. I was not on that spot when I used the flute. So, we will be using that at some point, but for now, before I leave the actual, I keep holding R and I don't dash, so I hold L because instincts tell me, well, that button didn't work, I must have pressed the wrong button. But the L button's the wrong button, and so I go in the map. This R button is a bit on the janky side on this GBA. Anyway, I wanted to come back over here because if you remember when we were here last time, we weren't really able to do anything. There was this well that we couldn't fall into. There was this cave we couldn't do anything in, but there was this stake. There were other stakes in Kakariko as well, but they didn't actually do anything. They don't lead to anything other than like a heart under a bush. So we'll hop down here, because now we can actually get past that locked door, which was this one here, and we can go onwards. Hello? Can't really do anything here. Seems to be a pot. Can we shoot it? Well, we can reach it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to blow myself up. Oh, Jesus! It's a bat! Hey, blast you for waking me from my deep dark sleep. I mean, thanks a lot, sir. But now I'll get my revenge on you. You get ready for it? Is that okay with you, sir? Hey there! That tickles. I laugh at your misfortune. Now your magic power will drop by a half. Congratulations. Now do your best, even though I'm sure it won't be enough. Have a nice day. See you. Oh. That uses a lot less magic than before. Yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He gave us a curse for disturbing his sleep, but he made our magic consumption drop by... Basically, our magic consumption is now halved, hence the half on our magic meter, thinking that it would pretty much hamper our ability on using magic because our magic is going to be half as potent. Instead, what he's done is just cut our magic consumption and our actual magic usage hasn't been affected. Basically, we have double the magic. But the meter doesn't change or get longer, it just halves the cost of all of our magic. So, we can use twice the amount of magic at the same potency. Our potency has not been affected, so... Yeah, he didn't exactly do a good job there. And that is valuable, considering that, you know, used Quake how many times in the Palace of Darkness, and nothing happened. Odd that, innit? I don't know why I was pausing multiple times. I needed to go grab the flute. Because we are actually done here. Because there was something that we haven't actually done yet, and I did mention this before we even entered the Dark World, and that, for the proper time, and that was to go get the magic of ether. So, since I've got to, you know, go through the rigmarole, getting to the top of the mountain here, as well as, you know, use the magic mirror and all that, you'd think that I would cut, because, you know, I mean, what's the point of showing this again? Well, I've already mentioned that enemies in the Light World have changed since we've properly entered the Dark World, and now we've got Tektites up here. And these are the only times that the Tektites will show up, or the first time that they'll show up, in places that we can access at the moment. We've got 3 blue ones here, and I believe we actually saw a red one, like, with pegs on the opposite side of Death Mountain as well, but we're going to be leaving that for now. That's not our priority. So, let's head over this way, put this off here. Right where the heart piece normally is. Let's get out the Book of Medora. There we go. Head over here, and now we can actually get the Magic of Ether, since it was more convenient to come up here now that we have some fast travel. Hold up the Master Sword and you'll get the Magic of Ether. There we are! Magic controls the upper atmosphere and polar wind. But what's your magic meter? Polar wind? Polar ice caps? The power of ice? We have the ability to freeze all enemies on screen. So Quake, still don't know what that does at the moment. Should shake the ground, but it doesn't seem to flip things like a bloody hammer does. Maybe that's its magic ability, because it's so big. But Ether, we know what that does. Despite having a lightning bolt on it, it freezes enemies. Which means that if we smash them, we might get more magic. We can pick them up and chuck them at enemies for additional crowd control. And obviously we freeze them so they're sitting ducks. So yeah, we've came quite far. We've done like pretty much another lap of or half a lap of the light world, effectively enough, as well as a little bit in the dark world because we needed to use it in order to get places. You see how the two world dynamic really helps with exploration. But in the next episode, guys, after another bout with 4 swords, since we're now starting our second round on that, because we've already technically beaten it, but we've got more to do, we need to get more medals, we are not going to be able to actually continue on with A Link to the Past on GBA until I have at least 10 Triforce medals. And obviously this is the GBA version of 4 Swords on the same file. You'll see what that is in the next one. I'll be starting at the Sanctuary. And even if that weren't the case, I could easily just fly down to Kakariko Village and make my way there. So, yep, in the next episode, guys, maybe a bit of a while, we're going to have to grind up 10 medals. We might have to do a bit of grinding for that in 4 Swords, but once we have that, that'll be the perfect time to actually go do what is needed, requiring 10 Triforce medals. So until then, see you guys next time.